Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
All right, we are broadcasting live from the Cottage Studio. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. I'm all over the place on social media and a proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. Whew. So welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, Ho Ho. And if you guys would like to join in the madness and check out all the articles that I will be using in the show today, you guys can head over to thehohoshow.com. Click on the newsfeed tab, and that will take you to the magazine that I have on Flipboard, which is my go-to hub, my one-stop shop for anything, everything, and all things news. And I am joined in studio today by none other than Mr. Ray Romano.
Hello.
Oh, wait, not Romano. Crap.
No.
So how you doing today, sir?
I am doing. Like my shirt?
I do. Trump, Pence, heck yes. You know, I seen a post on Facebook. I think it was Facebook. I don't know. You know, one of the memes, you know, some people call them memes. I don't know why they call them that. But, you know, I seen one of those on Facebook, and it was, you know, Trump, 73 years old, doesn't have glasses. Why? Because he's got 20/20. I had to laugh. I'm like, what a nice pun in words. That's awesome, you know. So, welcome, everybody. Welcome, Spreaker. Welcome, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, and Facebook. And I even, like, got the chats ready and open and up and going. And
Nothing muted?
Nothing muted.
Oh, wow.
Nothing's
that's
muted.
scary.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Very, very nice. So we've got some stuff to talk about, you know, stuff to, you know, some stuff to talk about.
And stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So let's go ahead and head on over into Flipboard.
All right.
I guess. So the first thing I got on the docket. Anyway, I love the picture that I used for the Flipboard magazine, the cover photo on this. I gotta show our viewers. Yeah. That comes from an article. What was that thing called? Like Dump Trump or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't even know. I'm looking for it right now, and I don't even see it. I'll find it, though. I'll find it because it was hilarious. So I'm like, I got to use that for the cover photo because it's just stinking funny. And, of course, there it is. 16-foot-tall Trump robot to join protest during President's 4th of July speech. 16-foot-tall dumping Trump. That's what it was. A dumping Trump.
Some people got some time on their hands.
They do. I had to laugh. I mean, yeah, I'm pro Trump, but funny is what funny is.
Yeah.
And that was funny. I'm like, that's very entertaining. So let's see. Where was we going to start off on today? Oh yeah, we were talking about my favorite potato, the lovely Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the representative from New York. You know, we just love her over here on the show.
Yeah.
You know, because she is just so ridiculous. Has no idea what she's talking about, hardly ever. Most of the time. Put near all the time, basically. Might as well just say that, you know.
Like she's mixing a drink or something. I mean,
Right. I mean,
has that
it's
down
like
pat.
she's worked as a bartender, and she never, you know, she was taking too much of her own Kool-Aid, if you know what I'm saying, and she never stopped. But, you know, she's very entertaining. She's fun to listen to, and some of the stuff that she says is just complete fabricated nonsense that I've got to go as far as to say the old cliche term, it's not even funny.
Right.
You know, and this one, her most recent one, and this article actually comes from the Federalist, and it is Twitter hashtag calls. Well, okay, wait, let me back up. Because this stems from her taking a trip down to the southern border. Is where this is coming from. a trip that she took down to the southern border, and she had a bunch of things to say about that trip and the facilities that she went to. What were some of them things that she was talking about there?
Oh, the deplorable conditions and just bad stuff, overcrowded, just you name it. It was just, oh, it's so bad down there for these children to be in, and this and that, and just whatever she can come up with.
So basically, you're saying that she was, just saying that all kinds of completely negative things. And wasn't she the representative that said that, conditions down at the border are like concentration camps down there? That and it's like, that's what she was saying, right? Yeah. So there was some pushback on that.
Just a little bit.
So you had mentioned that there were some people that went down there and went to the same places that she went to. And what did they have to say about, the conditions down there on the border?
Yeah, 7 Hispanic pastors went down to the same facility that she supposedly visited and said the total opposite of what she had to say. So they claimed that everything was in order, everything was, basically up to snuff, and they have no clue as far as where she was getting her information from.
So they basically contradicted everything she had to say about the conditions on the southern border.
Yeah, so you get 7 pastors on one side, and you get one potato head on the other.
Potato head politician. So now we're moved back to the article that I kind of jumped the gun on putting in here. So there are some Twitter hashtags that's calling for Miss Alexandria Cassie, I can't read it, but I can say it pretty fine, to resign over the border misinformation. And how, this is the straw that's breaking the camel's back. I mean, come on, with all the things that she has said, all of the misinformation that she's been throwing out there, this is where you're drawing the line. I mean, come on, people. I mean, that's just kind of weird to me with everything that she's thrown out there. I mean, holy crap, man. It's like her entire career as a politician has been misinformation. I mean, it really has been.
Yeah.
I mean, I on that aspect, it's like I can't say anything. It's like Mama said, if you can't say nothing nice, then just don't say nothing. And it's
what would surprise me is the people in her district that look at all, if they ever do look at this stuff, if they re-vote for her, they're just as bad as she is.
Oh yeah. Well, it actually gets a little better than that, because this was something that I had seen a while back ago, and she has not been making friends with the Democratic Party for quite some time. I mean, she was throwing a lot of them under the bus, basically calling for a complete change of the guard. And the old guard on the Democratic Party, of course, was like, this doesn't fly. You can't attack us. We're supposed to be helping each other out. And you're breaking a lot of rules here, and we don't really like it. And one of the things they were talking about, I don't want to say like as a pushback to her, but it was just their complete lack of trust to the voter to say no. They were actually talking about completely dissolving her district come the next election.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, doing a redraw of the lines and just dissolving her district altogether, having it combined with, some other districts that even just take her completely out of the picture to where she won't even be able to be up for re-election. That's what they were talking about doing.
Right.
I don't know how far along they are on that. I don't know if that's something that is really going through or if that was just a tactic they were using to kind of, sit her down and shut her up. That I don't know. And, I mean, it's possible. That's more or less what they were after. Sit down, shut up, know your role, shut your hole. All kinds of cliches we can throw out there on that one. But that's more or less what it might have amounted to, but who knows?
Right.
She shouldn't be sitting in that seat either way you look at it. It's
exactly.
Just, I mean, come on now. But that's not the only article that I've seen on this one. The other one, this is the only other one I got. This one came from the Daily Signal. Representative Crenshaw says that she's getting bolder with her lies about the border crisis. And that doesn't really surprise me because she's done this before too. You know, she gets caught in a lie and then she double downs on it. You know, she just expands on the lie and makes it, you know, and trying to cover up the fact that she's got no idea what she's talking about and that she's just spreading misinformation. She doubles down on it. I can speak, really I can, you know, and just the lies keep on going, you know. And again, this one's from the Daily Signal. You know, that right there, there's a headline, you know. So, yeah, free the...
You know, it makes you wonder if she's just playing on the voters who, you know, because there's a ton of voters that don't look up information. They don't watch shows like this, or they don't watch, you know, unbiased news stories or what have you.
Right.
They just believe what they're told, like robots. And if you, what's that saying? If you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. Mm-hmm. So maybe she's playing to. Maybe that's the people in her area that she's playing to is. If I lie long enough, they'll believe whatever I say.
Well, and that's kind of part and parcel to the Democratic, you know, a lot of the Democrats. Well, okay, I don't want to say it like that because I know some Democrats and they're not all bad, you know. And you know, I mean, just the the left wing. Sorry, I had to correct myself. The left wing, you know, extremists, which is whom she represents, that's what she is. She is a left-wing extremist. You know, it's about disinformation, you know, because a lot of the times, and this is what you get with mainstream media, you know, if they want to control the lie, you know, is what they'll do is they'll flood search engines with the misinformation. So whenever you go and look up something, all you see is the misinformation.
Right.
You're not seeing the truth because, let's face it, they push it down to, you know, page 2, page 3, where most people don't go, and all they're getting is the misinformation. I mean, it's kind of one of the things you got to know a little something before you try to rebuttal what they flood the information with, you know, and that happens a lot. But that's not just voters in general. I mean, that's just everybody. Most people, you know, I mean, even though we live in an amazing time, this is the information age, the digital age, if you will, okay, where most people have, you know, with the exception of some people, we ain't going to mention any names, you know, a smartphone on hand to where all you got to do is just type it up. You know, you got a computer right in the palm of your hand. Yeah, see, he's got one of those little handy-dandy things. Hey, which he still has access to the internet, though.
It slides out.
Yeah, you know, but it's... My point is most people have access to a little handy-dandy computer, the information right there at their fingertips. Somebody tells you something, all you got to do is look it up and say, you know, is the BS coming out of this guy's mouth? Take a picture. Is it true or is it false?
Right.
You can find that out. Really, really easy, but unfortunately, most people just refuse to do that. You know, and this is something that, you know, our founding fathers even warned us about. You know, don't be victim to two-party politics, because what's going to be more important to people? The party or the truth?
Right.
And that's where we're at today. You know, because what's more important? You know, the person you vote for or the potato head, whether she's right or wrong. It's about the potato head.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's what it's about, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, they say time and time again, it ain't about facts. It ain't about truth. It's about emotion. It's about how we feel. How we feel is all that matters about it. What we're fighting against doesn't have to be true. You know, the arguments we're using don't have to have any basis in fact, in reality. It makes me feel good.
What sounds good? What makes you feel good?
What sounds good? What makes me feel good? And that's where the argument goes. And I detest that. With all of my being, I detest that. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
To the top.
I don't know the rest of that.
Do you like Apartment in the Sky?
There we go. So, I'm sure that you guys have heard about this whole thing going on between I got to poop out of my Colin Kaepernick and Nike. Did you like that? Yeah. Did you like that? So apparently Nike was going to have, you know, for the 4th of July, they were going to put, you know, Betsy Ross's flag, you know, the circle, 13 stars and the stripes in there, and they're going to put her flag on their shoes. And I Got to Poo Colin Kaepernick was like, I don't like that. That is racist. That is,
Offensive.
that's offensive. And I'm not going to stand for that, even though he's, but anyway, he says it's hurtful. Julian Castro agrees. Apparently, it's hurtful. Colin Kaepernick can't kick. Colin Kaepernick can't kick. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was trying to come up with another one. It just didn't work on the fly very well at all. Too many stuff, and it didn't want to come out right.
Nope.
But anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. It's hurtful. And it's like, dude, I don't... here's my thing. If the American flag is offensive to you, if our history with, our founding, because there's nothing about our founding that was racist. Sorry to tell you, and I was watching something not that long ago, and it was, some potato head that was like, not to be, confused with the potato head, but was like, this stuff, yada, yada, blah, blah, everything was hateful and yada, whatever. And she was like, and the guy rebutted with, okay, so find it in the Constitution, find it in the Declaration of Independence, find it in the Bill of Rights, find the hurtfulness in the Bill of Rights, find it in there. It's like, don't mistake the sins of our founding fathers with a flaw in our founding documents, because you're wrong. It's not in there.
Right.
Hate to tell you, it's not in there. But if it's offensive to you,
Move.
exactly. Get out. This is the, land of the free, because of the
China.
brave. Go to China.
Go to China. See
Go,
how you're treated.
If you like socialism so much, go to Venezuela.
Yeah. Practice what you preach.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't try to pervert what we have here because you don't like it. Go to a place that already is working and operating in a way that what you want to change us into.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's America.
America. Never mind. Adoptive Mocha is now following. Well, thank you for the follow over there in Mixer Land. Do appreciate it.
Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, good times. Is it really? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was looking at the time. I didn't realize that it's been like 15 minutes into the show already. That's like, wow. It's amazing how time flies. Anyway.
Another time zone.
Well, I don't know if it was another. Some of the conversations we
Inside
have,
joke.
some of the conversations we have, all right, it's just weird off the wall, because the show starts at, 1900.
3 p.m.
The show starts at 7 p.m. Central. We were like, we really should start the show instead of 7 p.m. Central. Let's start it at 5 p.m. Pacific. It's like, dude, that's an idea. We could, start it, just go a little crazy and just wait till 8 o'clock Eastern. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we could really go off the wall and go, like 6 o'clock Mountain. Like, dude, we can really break some borders. And he goes, what was that? The
International Dateline.
International Dateline. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, that would be crossing the border. I'm talking about doing,
Do the show yesterday.
9 o'clock, Zulu. Just complete random weirdness, which, in case you guys don't realize, that's all the same time.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Anyway. That's the weirdness that just ends up happening from time to time.
Yeah, as we said on previous show, there's a lot of people who think this is all scripted. It ain't.
Right.
It's. This is how we think.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, jumping back to Colin Kaepernick.
Get that right.
Apparently, they're going to, there's some backlash on this. Some people boycotting Nike because of this purely political move, But I did see something that was absolutely hilarious, because it's like, okay, so since when was the Betsy Ross flag considered hurtful and racist? And this article from the Daily Wire, let's see, Nike may think the Betsy Ross flag is racist, but look who flew it, and that is, in case you guys can't tell, that's That's Obama. And that was what the first. Yeah, there's the flag right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one right there, and there's an Obama down there. I don't know if this was his first inaugural address, but I know he did it for the second inaugural address. And in which case, why are you guys acting all butthurt now whenever he did it and it was perfectly okay? But you guys wasn't complaining then. You guys wasn't saying it was hurtful then. History of now.
Because everybody needs to have their 15 minutes of fame.
Colin has already had his 15 minutes.
He wants 15 minutes more.
I mean, it was explosive diarrhea. He went to the medicine shop and
he wants more.
You know, he got some Pepto-Bismol, and I'm not a fan of Colin Kaepernick. Can you tell?
Yeah, neither am I.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
No, not at all.
All right, let's move on.
Moving on up
Moving on up.
to the top.
To the top. In the sky. Woo. Okay, anyway. Listen, we got some tweets to talk about now.
You going to tweak or tweet?
Tweet. I don't remember the rest of that song.
As long as you don't start twerking.
No. We got one other thing to talk about.
Just don't start twerking.
We got to talk about the dude, the guy that did the thing. He got accused of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Excuse you.
Wow. Who screwed up and didn't put their phone on mute?
Wow. That's just rude.
That is rude. That apparently was moi. Apparently I did that. Let's go ahead and mute that puppy. All right. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. Not like I
Call-in number, if you guys would like to call and be part of the madness, is 217-965-6133. Again, that number is 217-965-6133. You can't really follow the prompts as you normally would. I didn't actually update that in the software. So you would have to dial extension, 201. Yeah, 201 in order to get the studio line. So just go ahead and dial that if you guys want to be part of the madness.
International callers, dial 1 first.
Exactly. Otherwise, I don't think it works. Actually, I know it doesn't work. I do a lot of international calling. I go to Canada all the time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All the time. Anyway, this here, we're talking about the Navy SEAL.
Yes.
Actually, got some information on this one. So the Navy SEAL, this article, I'm just using this as a as a footnote, as a placeholder. There we go, a placeholder. Navy SEAL Edward Gallagher. Is he related to the Gallagher?
I knew you was going to go there. I before you even said it, I knew you was going to go there.
I had to, man. I had to. It's
that's bad. I could read your mind before you even spit it out.
That's bad. That's bad. So he thanks Trump and Fox News after he is acquitted for murder. Now, I'm thinking I've got some facts a little, because I'm thinking I'm mistaking this article for another article. So tell me a little bit about this, Ray.
Basically, he shot a bad guy, and they accused him of going outside the normal chain of command procedures. Shot him, took a picture next to the dead body, and then they charged him with murder, and then they acquitted him of murder, but they got him with, I think, basically taking that picture, and they reduced him in rank and confined him for 4 months, which he had already served on the first charge that was acquitted for. So,
right.
Yeah. So he did bad, but not as bad.
As bad as what they were accusing him of.
Right.
So, I was bringing up one that's like, a guy got shot, ISIS member got shot, and didn't die, but in the hospital, he died. And the guy was accused of murdering him, and before he was even prosecuted, it had already been released that, they had already discovered that, well, it wasn't him that actually killed him. It was the doctor who was overseeing his treatment. And that's what I was thinking this was. Apparently, this different story. Okay, so apparently I was wrong. It has happened. It's happened before. So this guy, he's all happy now. He's thanking Trump. He's thanking Fox News. He's thanking some peeps. And thinking of peeps, we're talking about tweets. Right after we take a quick break. Did you like that? That was good. That was good segue stuff, right?
Tweets, not twerks.
Yeah, not twerks. We don't talk about twerks. We don't do twerks in here. Just a couple minutes, guys. We will be right back.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct. You are correct.
All right, welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, guys. So yeah, we're talking about tweets,
Not twerks.
not twerks. Tweets. Apparently, all right. So what happened is there is okay. Let's just start here. Census. We're talking about the census. Consensus is that we're talking about the census, not
Make-
sensei.
Makes sense.
Census. So, President Trump was wanting a question added in the census about your legal status. And at first, whenever they were proposing putting this in there, he got some pushback. It's like, no, that's not the purpose of the census. The census is to find out how many people are living in an area, not their legal status. That's not the purpose of this. But he's pushing, he's wanting this forward. And, to be honest with you, at first I was like, okay, I can kind of understand their reasoning for not wanting to put the question in there. But think about this. What's the whole purpose of the census? To find out how many people are living somewhere so that this way they know how much money that area needs for things.
Right.
Education, roads, the
Disaster recovery.
disaster recovery, just for, services, all of that stuff, water, the whole 9 yards. Okay. But here's the thing. Wouldn't you think the influx of money to pay for that would also be beneficial to know? And of which case I say yes. So if you have a bunch of illegal aliens living in an area, they're basically consuming things, but they're not paying for any of them because hence they're illegal.
Right.
So tax things aren't being done properly. And a lot of these people are, sending their money back home, so they're not even reinvesting a lot of it into the society they are living in. They are, in fact, living off of the society. They are benefiting from the society, but they're not paying nearly as much into it that a legal resident would be paying into it. So I totally agree with Trump wanting to put that question in there because it is necessary information to know. How many people are going to be paying for the education system? How many people are going to be benefiting from the education system? Yeah.
Here's my take.
What's your take?
Here's my take on it. If I'm an illegal, do you think I'm going to fill the damn thing out anyway? Oh, I'm going to let you know where all my illegal friends are in what area. Here, come look at this. Or, I'm not going to fill that thing out.
In a matter of speaking, they don't have any reason not to.
But more than likely, if I'm an illegal, what do I care? I'm not going to take time to do all that. I'm just going to go do my normal daily
A lot
whatever.
of that stuff is done door to door.
Right.
But I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, you're over in San Francisco, California. They're not going to deport you. So, I mean, why wouldn't you do the census?
Yeah.
You have no risk of getting deported,
Right.
So, I mean, I know what you're saying,
I wouldn't.
but at the same time, it's like, what do you have to lose? As an
Time.
illegal.
Yeah.
That's
What do
the
I
same
care?
excuse
What do
for
I care?
everybody.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the same excuse for me. I mean, what do I
Yeah,
care? I mean,
right.
what am I benefiting out of this? Nothing. So, I mean, a lot of people have, I mean, I know what you're saying. I don't disagree,
Right.
but it's still but on the aspect of what do you have to lose if
Yeah.
you do it, So, I mean, I don't, I mean, now granted, even if they are filling out the census, how many of them are going to be honest about
Exactly.
the, legal status? Sure.
Right.
That is something that I am totally willing to go, yeah, you're probably right, but at the same time, what do they have to lose for telling the truth?
Yeah.
Not like anything's going to happen to a lot of them. Sup, ho? What's up, Nick? How you doing, sir? Good to see you over there in Facebook land. So, all right, should we move on from that one and
Yeah.
go to my next most amazing
Uh-oh.
topic in here?
What do you got?
Well, let's see here.
Said amazing. So.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, come on. Really? You're going to... I don't care about... Okay. Okay, good. Good. Dumping Trump.
I'm
Sorry.
not cleaning that one up.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a... Whew, that's a big one. That's a big one. All right. I know there was another article in here I was wanting to throw in here, but I don't... Oh, yeah. Here it is. Now, we absolutely love California on the show. So I'm sure that you guys have heard, or maybe you have, maybe you haven't heard, that over in California, starting July 1st, a lot of bad stuff in Illinois started happening July 1st.
Yeah.
But California wasn't left out of this. They had some bad news for Second Amendment people, for gun people, some really bad news that happened starting Monday, a couple days ago. That was a background check for ammo purchases.
Right.
So, I mean, not only are they doing a background check for ammo purchases, they also had a thing in there with, ban for people that are under 21, And in which case that actually brings me to something else, because, I mean, I know Illinois has done for cigarettes, being 18, 19, and 20, you can no longer buy cigarettes. And they did that because they wanted to, limit the amount of underage people that are smoking.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean bumping it up 3 years is going to, people whom, like, let's say you're 19, you've already been smoking for a few years because, I mean, let's face it, how many people actually, smokers out there actually started whenever they were 18. Most of them started beforehand, So now you just have people whom used to smoke legally, now they have to smoke illegally.
Right.
Makes perfect sense to me. But where I'm going with this is, let's start with the 21 thing. What does it mean to be 21 anymore? What does it mean to be a legal adult anymore? 18 years of age, you're classified as a legal adult. You can be tried as an adult, but you can't be treated as an adult. Because at least in the state of Illinois, you can't smoke. You're very limited on guns. You can serve the country and die.
Exactly.
You can learn all kinds of crap. You can fire all kinds of weapons. But at home, you can't smoke, you can't drink, and you can't shoot guns. But what can you do at 18? Well, let's see, you can drive. I mean, legal driving age is still 18 in Illinois. Yes, they do allow people to start driving at 16 if you learn at a state-recognized driving ed facility. You can vote, which is stupid because most of them just have no clue about anything with politics because they learned everything, from the government telling them what they should think about things. So that's just a great place to learn politics is the government, government told me so. Great place to learn government. So what can you do at 18? What does being a legal adult mean anymore? I don't get it. Yeah, Nick put in here vote. Yeah, which not intelligent enough to vote, but I'm sorry. That was wrong of me. I shouldn't have said that. But with us loving California, there has been as I'm sure you guys may figure that whenever this, the ammo background check went through, everything worked perfectly. It was amazing. It was seamless transition into using this new system that they didn't even have ready, set up yet, the whole 9 yards. It was kind of pushed through early, I'm sure, because everything like that is. Mm-hmm. And everything worked perfectly. Right? Right? Wrong. The AP says, so this isn't even a right-wing news source. This is a left-wing news. I had to think about that. What wing am I on anyway? So this is this is a left-wing news source. Glitches snarl start of California's ammo background check. So yeah, they weren't even prepared for this. But there is some good news coming out of California.
Uh-oh.
There actually is. Actually is. And that comes from Needles, California. Yes, Needles, California. Apparently, and this again is coming from the Associated Press, the AP. California town wants to be a sanctuary for gun owners. We had our own, kick for, because Christian County is a gun sanctuary.
Right.
So, I mean, this isn't a new thing. Quite a few different people are doing it. So, I mean, there is hope in California. It's always sunny in Philadelphia, but there is hope for California with Needles. And, in all honesty, I mean, we talk a lot of negative things coming out of California, politically speaking,
right.
Things like that. But, I mean, in all honesty, there are a lot of people in California that do have their head screwed on straight, do know, the weirdness that they're doing, understand that a lot of the problems that California has is due to the policies of the policymakers being completely, So, I mean, there are people that have it together. They know. I know some of them.
It's kind of like California's almost like Illinois in a way. Southwest California is where the liberal policies and everything come from. The other parts of California basically have been trying to break away from them.
Yeah, northern
try
California.
To make a separate state.
Yeah, Northern California, that's a lot like, because New York's the same way.
Right.
You get away from, the metropolitan New York City, and a lot of them people have it figured out.
Or you get away from Chicago. You get south of I-80 of Chicago.
It's a completely different state.
Different dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I kind of want to take another quick break just because the next thing that we're going to talk about, because we're pretty well done with this one. We pretty well dragged this one around the square already. So, yeah. What was it? Christian County reference right there.
Quit horsing around.
Okay. Well played, sir.
That.
Well played. So, we got, as the title implies, the whole. What is the title of this thing? Second, fight for the Second Amendment. That's what we're doing. Because, guys, tomorrow is Independence Day, the 4th of July. you know. And there are some aspects about that that, you know, just people don't seem to remember. I mean, obviously it happened a long time ago. I wasn't alive, but I read some history books. You know, I learned some things, you know. And to be honest with you, the Revolutionary War, our freedom itself, revolved around and was birthed from the idea that man, generic for mankind, has an inherent right to protect themselves. As the Second Amendment, the preamble to the Constitution, you know, we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men, mankind, created equal, endowed by their Creator, certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But the whole Revolutionary War started from, the whole Revolutionary War started from put down your guns. And unlike the Spartans, we did not say Moula Leve. We said over our dead bodies. You can have my gun one bullet at a time. And that's how the Revolutionary War started. Put down your guns, relinquish your arms. And we said no. We answered in kind. It was a good time. And it wasn't over hunting rights. It was over tyranny. Wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't about hunting rights. It was over tyranny. Because that's what we were fighting. Tyranny. The Revolutionary War wasn't over anything other than tyranny. And that's still our charge. Who was it that said the tree of justice must from time to time be watered by the blood of tyrants? I'm butchering that quote. I know I am.
I'm guessing on this one. I'm going to say Thomas Paine.
I was actually kind of thinking Thomas Jefferson. I don't know. I mean, we got the Tom part right. I mean, I don't
Google that on the
know.
break.
Yeah, you know, I can. Yeah, but then I'd have to remember the quote, and I don't even think I know enough of that. You know, but that's what this whole thing was started on, guys. That's what it was started on. Second Amendment, guns. Because in all honesty, guys, without the second, the first is meaningless. I mean, think about a police officer. What makes a police officer effective? You know, you can see him. You know him by who he is on his uniform. You know, he's got the shield, the signet of power, if you will. But it's the gun.
Yeah.
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 So we're going to take a quick break. And when I get back, we're going to dive into this a little bit. We're going to talk about, you know, this whole Second Amendment thing. We got some things I want to bring up, some things that are just a blatant attack on the Second Amendment because push comes to shove, the truth comes out, what the left really wants is an unarmed citizenry. That's what they want.
Yes.
And that's what they're working towards. Just a couple minutes. We'll be right back. right, and we're back. Forgot to put my headphones on. Oops.
Yes. That might be helpful.
Yeah, it is a little helpful. So, this is one of the things that annoys the ever-loving crap out of me. It really does. You know, let's say, you know, I get diabetes. I don't blame the manufacturer of... I don't blame Krispy Kreme and try to sue them to pay for my diabetic supplies.
Bet somebody probably has.
It wouldn't surprise me. But they didn't win.
Right.
You know, I mean, if I spill hot coffee in my lap and I burn myself, I mean, I'll win that one, you know, but if I go to the bar drinking and I get a DUI and well, like, let's just say I kill somebody, you know, it's not Chevy or Ford or the vehicle manufacturer that gets blamed for that, you know, accident.
Right.
You know. A million other bad references can be thrown in there. Insert your own. Insert your own. But this is what irks me, because this is the only industry where this happens. The Wall Street Journal, gun manufacturers sued over Las Vegas mass shooting. Why? Why? We don't blame any other manufacturer for any crime committed with their product. We blame the person that does it.
So the people who manufactured the pressure cookers in the Boston bombing a few years back,
Yeah.
are they going to be sued for manufacturing pressure cookers?
No, because they're not guns.
They were turned into the bombs.
Exactly.
And, you know.
But this is the only industry where this type of stupidity is displayed. And yes, I call it absolute and utter stupidity, because it is an attack on guns. You know, they've kind of figured out, you know, that their last resort is confiscation. Illinois is talking about it, though. But their last step is confiscation. Instead, they figured a roundabout way of doing it. See, first they wanted to completely, you know, limit, and some places are, limiting your access to ammunition, which is what the whole, you know, background checks for ammunition comes from. And yes, I said ammunition. I don't know why. I'm weird. But anyway, that's what they're talking about, you know. Backdoor way of taking away guns.
Right.
And if they can sue into oblivion gun manufacturers, they would consider that a huge win.
Right. Or tax ammunition so high that you can't really afford it. Or any other way.
They're already doing that with a lot of guns anyway.
Right.
You know, taxing the crap out of it. I'm sure Pritzker gave them that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, you drive through Illinois, they charge you an air tax of, you know, $2,300. You know, because they had, you know, gas has gone up, plates have gone up.
Cigarettes gone
up. You know, heck, trailer plates is, you know, tripling. And I'm kind of wondering what my company is going to do, being a trucking company. You know, what are we going to do with our trailers now? You know, where are we going to, you know, license them?
Right.
You know. So, yeah, but he wants people to come to Illinois and, you know, kind of like Eddie Murphy, come to America. Come to Illinois and spend your money and, you know, just passing through. Sorry.
Right.
It was a 200-page book that was released, you know, that you know, the title was Reasons to Live in Illinois. And like about halfway through, you know, because like the entire book was blank pages with one word on one page halfway through. Family.
Right.
That's pretty well it. That's the only thing keeping people here. Mm-hmm. Or they just can't leave, you know, can't afford to, or, you know, whatever. But it's family, you know, that's why I came back. I don't know why. Anyway, guns. That's what they're doing, suing the manufacturer, even though it ain't their fault. Guns don't kill people. Husbands that come home early do. People kill people.
Right.
Back, my grandfather's era, they fought a war. Changed them. Nowadays we have a generation who, eats Tide Pods.
Snorts condoms.
Oh my God, I can't believe that one. Have to have a safe space for everything, that they can't hear truth because truth is offensive. And you're going to say guns are the problem?
Yippers.
Antifa, anti-fascists, using the fascist playbook to get their point across.
Right.
And guns are the problem? You take the guns away, then they're going to have to start banning knives. We know this because this is what happened in Great Britain.
Exactly.
Wasn't it Great Britain?
Great Britain,
yeah,
yeah.
they had to ban knives because they banned guns, but it really didn't affect the amount of violent crime, so they had to take it a step further and ban knives. Guns are the problem? No. No, it's not.
Yeah. If they were the problem, how come Chicago's not the safest place in the Midwest?
Yeah, Chicago, Los Angeles over on the west, New York over on the east.
Mm-hmm.
These cities should be safe havens. And Chirac, we all know the condition of Chirac. It's what we call Chicago here in Illinois. We call it Chirac. Yeah.
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 What's that phone number again? Is it still working?
It is. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Oh, yep. It's working.
Okay.
I heard it. Wait, did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
217-965-6133. You got anything else to add on this, Mr. Raymond Romano?
On the guns?
Yeah, on the guns.
On the guns.
On the guns. We'll start off with guns.
Keep your guns. Yeah, buy more guns.
Oh, yeah.
Buy more ammo.
Oh, yeah.
Buy-
Ammo's good. Oh, my
buy in
God,
bulk.
dude. I was watching a guy. I'm a fan of this guy. I really like him. Joseph Ray, I think, might be his name. He does videos, Facebook, and one of the things he was talking about was, going shooting with his redneck buddies, and he was like, y'all need like all day. It was like, you guys go to the, you got to name your guns. And it was like 5 things that he learned going to the range with his redneck buddies. It's like you got to, it's like it's an all day event. You can't have just one gun. That's not enough. And we name our weapons. I do. Mine are named. I ain't telling you what my name is for the gun. I ain't telling you that. Vector knows the names of the guns. Yeah, I'm 1954. Okay, that's a year, dude. Or is that a time? That's a time. This is 1954. That's amazing. That was a good year.
1954. Is that when you went back with the 1.21 gigawatts on?
Well, actually, it was November 5th of 1954.
54. Yeah.
Wasn't it 1954?
I think so. Yeah.
No, 1955.
Oh, 55. I was a year
Yeah,
off. Oh, okay.
yeah,
So
it
that's not
was a
till
year
next
off. Yeah, it was November 5th, 1955. That was something that was like, okay, of all the dates they picked, why November 5th?
Right. Day after election day. Yeah.
No,
No.
I'm thinking something totally different.
No. What are you thinking?
Remember? The 5th of November,
Oh.
the dynamite, treason, and plot.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. 1.12.
It's 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts.
Holy crap. You guys see what I'm working with here, right? You guys see that?
Huh?
Yeah.
Who bought you a milkshake?
It didn't bring any girl. Never mind.
Moving on.
Moving on up. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
what else we got?
What you got about guns?
Yeah, actually, that's pretty well the thing of it. Although there was a family. Wait, no. Gun rights groups suing California over firearm sales ban to those under 21. So gun rights groups, I don't know why they're fighting back in this way, but at least they are fighting back. I thought that was interesting. This was from Fox News. And how come is it I click on it and it's like, let's throw an ad in there and let's mess things up for you? I don't get it. What are you doing? Oh,
I'm looking.
you're getting your piece of paper out.
Get my paper out.
What's your paper say?
Are you ready for my paper?
Yeah, I'm ready for your paper.
Ready for some fast news?
Sure.
All right. This is what I looked up.
What'd you look up?
Everybody today had problems loading pictures on Facebook, correct?
Right.
Yes. My question is,
I forgot about this one.
My question is, was that an accident or was that deliberate, just being before the July 4th celebrations going on?
In a lot of...
What say you, sir?
Well, honestly, I would have to say it's probably deliberate because you think about it, 4th of July, you got Colin Can't kicking over there and, complaining about the Betsy Ross flag, so it's probably deliberate. A lot of people that are posting memes, 4th of July memes, American flag stuff, probably getting, we don't want to be offensive. Mm-hmm. It's probably very much, yeah.
Another form of censorship going on.
Exactly. Another form of censorship. Yeah. Is that what you say?
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties of somebody having a button on a finger on a button, pushing it, saying deleted. That's the technical difficulties I think they're having.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what I say. What else we got? Okay, we covered that. Yeah, we covered that. Appeals Court in Texas wants to remove Jefferson Memorial in Dallas, and the state appellate court has put a stay on that until further inquiry on another part of the case goes through. So what do you think about removing?
So what is that Jefferson Monument?
Yeah, Mr. Jefferson. They don't like him or anybody, founding fathers and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then little butthurt people want to tear it down. Right,
because...
So what do you think about that whole removing the statues and stuff and stuff?
I think it's kind of ridiculous, with this stuff, there's a famous saying out there, you forget the past, you're doomed to repeat it, But none of us has said that, these guys were choir boys.
Right.
Our founding fathers, we've never said that. It was the ideals that made this country great, that we were founded on. We were founded on some pretty darn good ideals. Not that the people who put, pen to paper or ink to parchment, or however you want to word it properly, I guess. It was their ideals. And that's what forged the Constitution, forged the freedom, was ideals, But it's like, dude, okay, so the guy did some stuff that was bad. Okay, whatever. The guy also did some stuff that was good. What do you want to choose to focus on, the good or the bad?
Right.
Nobody says anything about, MLK's, woman problem, because apparently he loved hookers, but nobody says anything about that because it's all about his dream. So, they're picking and choosing what it is they're going to acknowledge, and they don't want to acknowledge the bad because, the good far outweighs the bad. And that's what the black community said about MLK and his womanization, womanizing, right. That's what they said. It's like, the good far outweighs the bad. What about this guy? Why is it a founding father? They don't want to use that same metric on him. Oh, it's because he's white.
Well, my question too is, why all of a sudden now? The statues have been up there for, a lot of these have been up for over 100 and some years. Why now? Why now is it all of a sudden offensive, but not 10 years ago or 20 years ago?
Yeah, they were working their way over to it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, in a matter of speaking, that's probably what it amounts to. You know, they had this, they wanted to attack. They had that, they wanted to attack. And now that they've gotten away with as much as they've gotten away with, hey, let's do this too. Why not, you know?
Right. Anything else on that one?
No.
No? Let's see what else I got for you.
What else you got?
Oh, here's one you'll like.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Putin signs bill pulling out of the nuclear arms treaty.
Putin pulling out?
Putin's pulling out. Pulling his nukes out.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putin on a Ritz. I love that meme.
So, what do you have anything on Putin? What do you think of Putin doing that? You think that's
You know, I
going
think it's
somewhere?
kind of a reaction to, you know, because didn't we do the same thing? You know, I think that's just basically he's countering our move. You know, other than that, I really don't read anything else into it.
Yeah.
You know, he's countering our move. We pulled out, he pulled out. You know, why should he be restrained from what we decided we wasn't going to be restrained by? You know, why should he do that?
right?
You know, I think that's all that really amounted to.
Here's one I like.
Okay, what's one you like?
Sometime this week in Guadalajara, Mexico. Yeah, I want to see you say that.
Guadalajara, Mexico?
Yes.
Actually, Guadalajara, Mexico.
Guadalajara, Mexico. Freak hailstorm dumps over 5 feet of ice on a town within 20 minutes. And in that 20-minute time period, the temperature dropped to 14 degrees. That's pretty cool.
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Yeah. I see a lot of freak hailstorms recently over, different countries. Germany got hit by one. South America, Mexico. I was thinking, when are we going to get one?
You know,
A lot of freaky weather, I guess you'd say.
I seen a movie a while back ago. Really good movie. Gerald Butler. He said, "This is Sparta," while he was protecting the president. He had a show where he was talking about the cold hard truth. I don't remember what that one was called, though. I don't remember what that movie was called. But he it was called Geostorm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually kind of funny because I'm watching that movie and I'm like, we've already had, I know we have, China has, I'm pretty sure Russia has. I don't completely remember if they do, but I'm sure if we got it, if China's got it, if Japan can do it, I'm sure they can do it too. And before you guys go like, conspiracy, yada, yada, blah, blah, you guys can go on the books and look at where we spend our money, and weather control is one of them. Mm-hmm. Hello, Marty, over there in Facebook land. Good to see you, sir. And yes, it is the ho-ho. But yeah, weather control, weather implements, weather control stuff is one of the things that is in the budget that's on there. And it's like, we've been doing it for a while.
Right.
Quite a few years is what we do. And this is where my theory is for the chemtrails and stuff like that. They're putting chemicals, ionized, tiny particles that can just float up there. That's what they're putting in the upper atmosphere in order to kind of move weather around a little bit to kind of help prevent, weather catastrophes. Mm-hmm. I think that's what that's there for. That's what they're doing, and this is based off of their own budget. This is based off of why else would they be spraying stuff way up in the upper atmosphere that don't fall, it just dissipates. Them whole mind control towers, them radio towers that, the InfoWars did the thing and Jesse the Body Ventura. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's what them towers are. They're radio towers for them to move some of that stuff. I don't think it was mind control stuff. I think that's what it was. Weather manipulation. It's amazing what we can do nowadays. It really is.
Yes. If we knew what they really could do, we'd freak out.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing, man. A lot of people have, you know, and we talked a little bit about this, I don't know, sometime last week. Not on the show. We have a lot of conversations off the show that, holy crap, you guys don't want to hear. But, yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But, you know, we were talking about, like, you know, the whole, you know, nuclear war. You know, it's like, no. It's like, I don't see Russia. I don't see China. I don't see us getting involved in that because, you know, what's that term called? You know, guaranteed destruction. Yeah, mutual destruction. I don't see us doing that. It's like, what we got to worry about is a country like, you know, Iran, you know, that really, they don't care about mutual destruction. You know, we got to worry about somebody from ISIS because, you know, Allahu Snack Bar, they don't really care about that. You know, that rogue element, okay. But that's where the threat is really going to come from. But, I mean, when you look at what we already know that we can do, and then knowing that what you know is 5 years behind what is true that they can do, that's kind of like, holy crap, when you stop and think about it.
Right.
You know, technology-wise, you know, because, I mean, you know, it was funny because I knew a guy that he was in the Navy. He sailed the 7 seas in the Navy. Never mind. And he was like, dude, it's, you know, like the whole iPad. You know, he had used one 7 years before they actually came out, you know, on a submarine. You know, different vessels. It's like, yeah, they've used that, you know, for quite a while.
Right.
You know, which is also kind of funny because that whole idea came from Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
iPads,
A lot of things.
cell phones. Oh, that all came from Star Trek. But he's like, yeah, we've been using those for years before they came out, you know.
I was listening to one of my friends' radio shows, Coast to Coast AM, with George Norrie. It's been a few years back, and he had an ex-DOD employee on there one time. And the guy said, what you know that we have, think 60 years in the future, and that's what we actually got. That's classified things that you're not going to see in your lifetime, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how far ahead they actually really are on in the DoD area. 60 years in the future from what the average person can think of.
There was a movie out, you know, Nolan, I think was the director's name of it. The movie was Batman. No, I'm sorry, The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Smacks a Kid was the name of the movie. Christian Bale is Batman. The Joker was in it. What was that? The Dark Knight? Was that just The Dark Knight?
I'm not sure.
Okay, but anyway, you know, it was the second installment of the Batman, you know, the Christian Bale Batman series. And there was a part in there where, you know, he flipped on a switch to a communications thing. It was using sonar to virtually map the environment of where the cell phone was at. You know, Fox was like, I'm not going to be CEO of, you know, Wayne Enterprises while this machine is running. And he says, okay. You know, and he used that in order to find out where the Joker was at. Okay. Hacking in the cell phones, using sonar to virtually map the environment that the cell phone is in. We have that technology.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually had it for quite a while.
Scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a holy crap kind of thing. You know, I had that confirmed by nobody confirmed that at all.
Mr. X.
Yeah. Xavier. Yeah, guy in a wheelchair. He was bald. You know.
Really?
Yeah. He confirmed that. He came back to the future with the long-haired crazy guy You know, he said that he stood on a toilet and then hit his head, and you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, he it's amazing the type of, you know, what we can actually do in the, you know, with technology.
Yes.
Speaking of technology,
Yes. Speak.
the last show we had a conversation talking about whole cryptocurrency. We're talking about Libra, you know, and I had a comment on there by the lovely Linda, and her comment was something to the effect of, you know, not trusting Facebook whatsoever. Because if you are unaware, Facebook is wanting to launch its own cryptocurrency called Libra. I don't have a launch date on when they're wanting to, you know, really lift this off the ground. But, you know, the whole thing about currency is about people's confidence in the currency. Okay.
Right.
The less confidence you have in the currency, the less to you the currency is worth. And hello, Dancy Volcano. Over there in Mixerland, love the name. Volcano. So, but that's the whole thing about currency is it's about, you know, a person's faith, a person's, you know, the ability for him to trust the longevity of the currency that they're using. Okay. Which is one of the things that makes cryptocurrencies kind of popular, you know, because, you know, it's not centrally controlled. You know, in fact, with the blockchain technology, it makes it virtually impossible to truly hack because there's not a central location for it to go. It's strung out among thousands and thousands of, you know, graphics cards, hard drives, whatever the case may be, you know. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that makes it very appealing, is it's non-centralized. It is what it is, you know. In walks Facebook. And Zuckerberg is like, I want to make my own cryptocurrency. With all the privacy issues, with all the hacking, with all the whining that they're doing, the whole deleting of people's profiles and banning people and removing things that whenever they claim to be an information company, whenever they're not in the information company, because here's the thing, guys. This is an information company. AT&T. They are not responsible for the words that I use in my communications. All their job is to connect me to him. That's a communications industry. That's their job. Hello, Mike Spencer over there in Facebook land. Trump 2020. Right on. Right on. But that is the job of the communications. They connect people. They connect A to B, or and sometimes with conference calling C, D, E, F, and G. You know, they leave the H out of it because they prepared H one time and it just wasn't very bad. I mean, on the whole, it was a very bad thing. So they don't like to prepare H. Right. So, you know, that's what a communications industry is. They are not worried about the information being transferred. All they're concerned about is connecting A to B. That's the communications industry. But that's not what Facebook does. Facebook, they monitor that. They delete things that they don't like.
They can't even get my 4th of July pictures on today. How am I supposed to trust them with currency?
Dude, their own stuff violates Facebook guidelines for hate. You know, so, I mean, they are not a communications industry, okay? And now they're wanting to get involved with cryptocurrency. With cryptocurrency. English. Now they're wanting to get involved in that. It's like, dude, it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, I am actually kind of curious. It's like, I want to watch how far Facebook actually goes with this, how far they fall flat on their face, because you know they want to fall on their face. You know, I want to see this. I would love to see this real time. You know, I mean, honestly, because it's like, dude, nobody trusts you. I mean, think about it. The only people that are really going to be like, oh, gung ho for this are going to be the I'm a horrible person. The only people that are going to be willing to really invest in this are the libtards that are living off of the teat of the government without really any money to invest anyway. These are going to be the ones that are going to want to have something to do with this because those are the only ones stupid enough to believe the lies put out there by Facebook.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Most everybody else, no. And another aspect of this too, guys, the EU has already said, not in my bank. They've already flat said that they're not going to have anything to do with Libra.
Right.
You know, so I mean, they're not going to. It's not going to go very far. So, what do you think about the whole cryptocurrency, Facebook getting involved? How confident do you feel in a Libra dollar?
Like I said, they can't upload my videos today. How am I supposed to trust them with my money? You know, I don't.
But dude, Zuckerberg is completely I mean, look at his face. Hold on.
Oh, do I have to?
I can't say something like that without. Yeah, there we go. I was like, how in the world do you spell this name? I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, just look at that face. I mean, how can you not trust that face? I mean, come on, that's the face of a trustworthy individual right there. I mean, look at that face.
Looks like the grandson of that guy from the Mad magazine. What was it? Edward Newman or something? Don't it? I mean, look at him.
Right.
It's his grandson.
It's yeah. Wow. I mean, it's that big was how big his fish was that he caught when he was just 3 years old. You know, kind of like Jeffrey. You know, I mean,
wow.
You're right. That's ooh, look at that facial expression.
Ooh,
anyway, guys.
face.
Yeah. So
I'd rather spend my money at the boat than into Facebook cryptocurrency. No hint there for people listening in. Inside joke. Tell you later.
okay. So yeah, you got anything else to add, sir?
Not on here, but how about upcoming shows? Do you have any information on upcoming shows?
Tomorrow, actually, I will be doing the 4th of July special. And, you know, I believe, okay, so September 3rd was in 2017 was the first show that I had done. And I know that I had played this before. Like this would be the third time I've played a particular clip that I've got that I'm going to be playing tomorrow. Okay. So, but yes, good show though. It's going to be tomorrow, and I'm not doing my normal time because I believe, and I have yet to confirm nor deny, whether or not he's doing a show at 7, his normal show, Brandon of the Machine Radio Show. But I don't know if he's doing his normal 7 o'clock show. And considering I have plans for tomorrow, I'm going to be out of the office. So I am going to be doing my 4th of July show at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, Central Time.
Central Time.
Yeah, I might bump that up to 8 o'clock, Pacific. No.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific is where I'm thinking I'm going to bump that up to.
Nice.
Yeah.
If
I sleep in, I'll bump it back to, 10 o'clock. No.
11.
Yeah, 10 o'clock Zulu, maybe 9 o'clock Eastern. No. I screwed those all up.
Yes, you did.
I very much screwed.
Nice try.
10 o'clock
10 o'clock Central.
Central Time, be doing the show. 4th of July speckle. I might actually spell it speckle. Haven't decided yet.
So Saturday, possibly your regular Saturday night show.
Saturday night show. Yep. I'm actually going to be doing a revamping not really revamping, revisiting a show. Revisiting Religion Ho-Ho's Way, which is going to be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
When's that going to be? On Sunday?
See, I'm wanting to have a conversation because before I got onto the, video aspect of it, I did a show with a good friend of mine, and it was entitled Homophobia, and got to revisit that show. So I'm hoping to do that one Sunday. Is what I'm looking to do that one. But I've got some other ones that I'm wanting to do, not just that one, that I'm going to, bring into the video land of the show. Just good conversation with some stuff.
And Monday, you have the movie review. Do you have any particular topic yet, or you still working on that one?
I do have a topic. It's in my handy-dandy notebook out there. I don't have it in front of me.
But you got one.
But I got one.
You got one.
I got one.
All right. As long as you have one.
Yeah, and actually, I've got topics on that one up until about this time next year.
Nice.
Already on the schedule. Yeah, I pretty well had like a year and a half worth of programming on that thing before we even hit the ground.
Nice.
I mean, it was like the brain just started going with stuff, and it's like, dude, yeah, holy crap.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot on that one. So yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Very good, very good.
Yes.
All righty, guys. That is all we've got for today.
Happy
Hour and 20.
Happy 4th of July tomorrow.
Yep, happy 4th, guys. Be safe out there. Don't explode ordinances. Have your parents do it. We're horrible people.
Peace.
You guys have a good one. As soon as there we go. This has been The Ho-Ho Show. For more information, you can head on over to thehohoshow.com. And for all things Weaponized Sloth Productions related, you can head on over to WSPFM.com. Until next time.